Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercising my first amendment rights vlog style, and before I get to the main point of this video, I just want to get one quick little music news story out of the way. Jeff fucking Loomis joined fucking Arch Enemy. How fucking awesome is that? I mean, already I was kind of upset when I originally heard that Angela Gasso left the band, but fucking Jeff Loomis, one of my favorite progressive instrumental guitarists from a progressive metal band that I thought was pretty good, fucking joining one of the few death metal bands that I really enjoy. Brilliant fucking move there. I'm pumped, dude. But anyway, on to the main point of this video. A few days ago, I saw an article show up in my Facebook feed from Blabbermouth, and I figured I would talk about it considering it has to do with my, at the moment, favorite band that I could not have picked a better day to wear the shirt of, Alter Bridge. As most fans of Alter Bridge know, and as most people who know Alter Bridge know, they know that Myles Kennedy, the singer, is also the frontman for Slash's band. And the article that I have up here on my computer is called "Slash Isn't Concerned, Myles Kennedy Will Be Forced to Choose Between Bands." Now, when I originally read the article, I agreed with what Slash was saying, how he isn't really making it a big deal, at least not at the moment, and it doesn't look like Mark Tremonti or any of the other members of Alter Bridge are really making it a big deal, and I think that's a good thing. But at the same time, I really don't think it should be made a big deal at all, especially with the use of the word forced. You know, one day he's gonna be forced to choose between fucking Alter Bridge and Slash. Now, I'm not gonna be a complete fucking fanboy and say, he should choose Alter Bridge, huh, Slash should fucking suffer without him, and whatnot. I'm not gonna do that. But basically, the issue that I have here is the fact that too big of a deal is being made off of Myles Kennedy having to choose one band, when from what I've seen, or at least from what I can gather, I don't think there's really any issue Myles Kennedy is having with the system he's currently under. He seems to be having a pretty good working system with, you know, time being devoted to Alter Bridge as well as time being devoted to Slash. He doesn't seem to be complaining about it at all, so why should anybody else be making a big deal about this? Slash doesn't seem to be making a big deal out of this. The rest of Alter Bridge doesn't seem to be making a big deal out of this, so why should anybody else make a big deal out of this? That's why I don't really get why this article really needs to be here, is because it just doesn't seem like a really big, important issue. I mean, I would understand if mental health or mental state was being added into the equation, if Myles Kennedy was just going insane as far as time being devoted to both of these bands, if he was really going insane with all this and it was really fucking with him up there, then I would say this would need to be addressed, but from what I heard, he's got nothing to complain about. So why should anybody else be complaining, is what I'm getting at here. I mean, let's take a look at what is currently going on with, you know, all the parties here. It doesn't look like Alter Bridge really has anything set up as far as plans for their next record, at least not from what I remember. Currently, Mark Tremonti is working on his second solo album, which is actually going to feature Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen's son, for those of you that don't know, on bass on that album, and I'm pretty interested in that. I love Mark Tremonti, he's one of my influences, one of my favorite musicians. I'll definitely be up to checking that out when it comes out. And earlier this year, Slash came out with his most recent solo album, which of course featured Myles Kennedy on vocals. And Myles Kennedy with Slash, you know, his vocals fit with, you know, the style that Slash has. It works. That's why I like what he's doing with Slash, why I can appreciate what he's doing with Slash. And this is what leads me to an actual suggestion that I have. If shit gets too serious and, you know, Kennedy is forced to be putting a lot more time into Alter Bridge, a suggestion that I have for Slash is, why not put out a record that is like the first album? The first album that Slash came out with, which was released back in 2010. The reason why that is my favorite out of Slash's albums is because it's experimental. It features a wide variety of singers and different musicians on that album. It made it so interesting. Back when I was reading about it, I was like, damn, this is gonna be crazy. So, and let's actually look over here on Wikipedia that I have up here. Let's type in Slash album. Let's look at the list of guests that Slash had on this album. He had Ian Astbury of The Cult, Ozzy Osbourne, Fergie, which that was an eyebrow raiser for me as somebody who really does not care for Fergie. I mean, Fergie does, in my opinion, the worst song ever. Not on the album, just of all time. Fucking Fergalicious. Myles Kennedy, of course. Chris Cornell of Soundgarden and Audioslave. Andrew Stockdale of Wolfmother. Adam Levine, which that was another eyebrow raiser, and weirdly enough, the track that he did with Adam Levine is probably my favorite on that album. Lemmy of Motorhead. Dave Jesus Grohl, as well as Duff McKagan is also playing on that album. Kid Rock, who I know not everybody really likes Kid Rock. I don't mind Kid Rock as far as some songs of his go. M Shadows. Myles Kennedy again. I do not know who Rocco DeLuca is. And Iggy Pop. And if you look on the deluxe edition, he has a track here which features Alice Cooper, Steven Adler, the original drummer of Guns N' Roses, and Flea. So there's a lot of big name people on this album, a wide variety of artists. And that's what made Slash's first album so interesting. So if Myles Kennedy has to put a lot more time into Alter Bridge, I think Slash should put out a record like this, because that would get a lot of people excited, it would get people talking, but most importantly, it would be interesting. And Slash's other two solo albums, unfortunately, as much as I enjoy Myles Kennedy, and as much as I would rather be more inclined to support Slash than I would Guns N' Roses in 2014, which that's kind of a whole different story, those other two albums unfortunately just weren't as interesting as the first one. They weren't as experimental as the first one. As much as I enjoy hard rock, it can get redundant. But if Slash were to do another record like his first one, it would be interesting. People would be talking about it. People would be a lot more excited for it. But to reiterate the main point of this, don't make Myles Kennedy choose one or the other. Don't make this an ultimatum. He seems to have a pretty good working system as far as time management. If it isn't broken, don't try to fix it. It's just like the YouTube fucking layout and all that. That always changes somehow every single year. But if it isn't broken, don't fix it. And I don't think Myles is expressing any concern with his current time management, touring, whatever schedule. So, hope you enjoyed me expressing my nerdiness towards this shit. I mean, this is no different than how I act in real life when it comes to this, but I hope you enjoyed me just being a nerd in front of a camera about music. So, stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching this one. Take care and have a nice day. I'm Shades, and I will see you next time. Enjoy my monster here.